Joe Tacopina would like to join us, I think. There he is.
There he is. Hey, man. How you doing?
Hey.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hey. Hi. We're so excited that you joined us for our 10,000 subscriber.
10,000 subscribers, huh? Like 2 weeks or something? That was crazy.
Yeah. Seems like it. It was an ASAP Rocky kind of explosion, actually.
Yeah. You were gracious enough to come on the show. We were small, as you know. We broke a lot of the scoops, and we're still on that too. By the way, I won't ask you because I don't want to put you in that position. But that we'll be asking as I've been telling everybody soon. Where did the judge? Is there a transcript of the judge questioning the prosecutor about his ethics continuing with the trial with Relly? You don't have to answer that, but we're going to keep on that, Joe Tacopina, because we think that prosecutors need to have ethics, and we've seen a lot of situations recently where that is not the case. So thank you for joining us. What's going on with you?
Not a lot. Trying to recover from that 6-week boondoggle that was start out as a trial, became a war, but a nice one. And now just moving on to other things, trying to get Wendy Williams out of one incredibly draconian situation that is hard to believe could happen in this country. A 63-year-old woman who's, is literate as the three of us are, can have a conversation with like we can, somehow has been misdiagnosed with frontal lobe dementia. And once you get under, especially in New York State, once you get under that thumb of the guardian, and you get into that guardianship court, it's hard to get out. She will get out, though. I mean, God forbid. I'm not impressed, but it's crazy. She's literally in a facility, Wendy Williams, where she cannot leave to go get a cup of coffee, cannot have friends visit her, cannot go get dinner. She has to stay. She's literally in a
She's
room.
In prison. She's in prison.
In prison. I mean, the people on her floor are 80 and 90-year-old people who don't know their names, who don't know whether they should cross against the red or with the red or against the green or what. It is insane. She and I have had conversations as recently as yesterday for over an hour where she is completely fluid with her faculties. I mean, she's exotic. The way she talks. Well, I mean, the crazy part about this, I read the rulings in this case. One of the things the judge cited in this case as proof, as indicia of her mental illness, was that she kept repeating the phrase, "You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?"
I'm sorry.
Harvey Levin did something brilliant in his TMZ documentary on freeing Wendy. But for 15 years, Wendy Williams on her show has been saying as a tagline, "You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?" That's a manner of speech for Wendy. It's not a mental defect. My God. And it's just, the whole thing is it's scary to me. It honestly is scary to me. And I will not let this sit. I won't. So no matter what happens, I'm not a family court attorney. I'm not a guardianship attorney, but I'm a trial lawyer. And I promise you, I will get her out of this thing. And whether, one thing she's entitled to is if it doesn't go her way with the judge, she is entitled to a jury trial. And that's where I'm.
I can't wait for this.
By the way, it'll make the ASAP Rocky verdict seem like it was, 5 weeks long.
But before you go on, Larissa Harris wanted to say that, Joe, you have a great smile. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. We know that Mr.
So Joe, who put her in there? Who put her in
it's a crazy thing that happened. First, her son was using some of her funds to feed his lifestyle. Wendy wasn't paying attention to her bank accounts, and Wells Fargo couldn't get in touch with her. And Wendy, in few years back, really had a heavy drinking problem, without questions, admittedly. As a matter of fact, Lifetime did a documentary of Wendy that, made her look like she was insane, but she wasn't. She was completely intoxicated almost at all times in that video. It was really sad. But she's not that way now. She's sober now. And one thing about frontal lobe dementia or any form of dementia is neurologically, it is impossible to get better. You cannot get better. You can only get worse as time goes on.
We see that with Bruce Willis, right?
In anyone, and I've spoken to the best neurologists in the country, you cannot get better. You can only get worse. And Wendy from 2024 in that documentary, where she sounds like she doesn't even know where she is, compared to today, is a different human being. She sounds different because she's sober now. So she got there because Wells Fargo, her bank, basically, notified the court that she doesn't have control of her funds, and they believe that there was some, foul play going on with her assets, and because of that, they felt the need to get the guardianship involved, guardian court involved, and that's sort of what happened. But I think it was taken.
You mean her bank? Her bank is the one who started this?
Yeah, Wells Fargo. Yep, absolutely.
Isn't that owned by Warren Buffett?
Linda, I really don't know who owns Wells Fargo, but I do know they're the ones who notified the court, and that's what started this whole thing. But Wendy, again, she recently passed a test, a cognitive ability test. Why she's still in that place right now is beyond me. But there's a court appearance later this week. I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that this thing comes to a rapid conclusion, because if not, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. I mean, the last thing they want in that guardianship court is to see my face come in there. But that's what's going to happen, honestly, one way or another.
So you have that hearing this week, and is that determinative? And that if they rule against you, that's appeal time, trial time? What does that mean?
Well, Michael, I'm not even in that case yet, because Wendy does not have the ability to pick the lawyer of her choice for that case. Wendy has hired me, and her family has hired me as her personal attorney. I'm representing her now in that capacity. We will be making a motion to come into the guardianship case through her guardianship attorneys. That's already been done. We're going to be filing it. It's up to the judge to determine if we're allowed to come into that case, which is, again, it sort of cuts against all of our sort of our teachings and our learnings and what our Constitution's about. And she should be able to pick the attorney of her choice, but they think she's, shouldn't even know her name, basically. So it's, they're going to probably oppose me coming into that. But again, we have mechanisms. We can take an interlocutory appeal. We could even do, Linda, an Article 78. Which means to sue the judge in Supreme Court. Well, let's see what happens first. But she cannot stay in there another day, because it's crazy. She's literally locked up. There are murderers, Michael, Linda, murderers who absolutely have more free reign than Wendy Williams does, who can actually leave their cell more often than Wendy Williams can leave that little room she's in. And it's just wrong. It's wrong.
It sounds absolutely wrong. Well,
Horrible.
We are so happy that you are in it. I know there's a lot of people that are excited to see you in that case and all. And of course, you're going to keep us apprised. We'll be following. We'll cover whatever we can on that case, Joe, because we know that you bring great skills and you're a great lawyer. And when Joe says he's going to do something, he follows through.
Yep. Stand back. Watch out.
That's a fact. Well, thank you, guys.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping by, and good luck the end of this week.
Congratulations on all your success, guys. It's well worth it. I got to tell you, I've been watching you ever since I was alerted to you guys from our trial. I've been watching the coverage of the Reed case, and you guys are just, I mean, you're where it's at when it comes to really getting a handle on these court process and court proceedings. So you guys are a much needed forum for everyone.